Everyone, it's Reed. I've got a critical, very important message I have to share with you. The coronavirus, it's spreading like crazy. As you've seen all across YouTube, this is the virus that will kill us all. We are doomed. The only thing is, I have learned top secret, super important information relating to this that I must share with you now. It turns out that this virus didn't come from some bioweapons lab that was released in China. No, it is far more insidious than that. This is a virus that was released to us from aliens. Praxis was wrong. It was not bird flu infected alien clown zombies. No, it is coronavirus infected alien clown zombies, and they are moving across China. That's why they have these places quarantined, locked down, everything else, because they're trying to hide those alien clown zombies that are infecting all of us. I have heard from reliable sources. They know for certain what's going down, and it is those zombies. They're secretly infiltrating and sneaking across on air lines. I've heard about how cargo has been coming in, and they grab it and haul it out, and these people with, the dark sunglasses and the suits, and they throw it into some unmarked van and run off. They are secretly collecting samples of these alien clown zombies. But as we see it spreading across Europe and other locations, these aliens are making it through. Soon waves of them will be marching across the US and killing all of us. And now it is time to panic! Panic, everyone! Run! Run! I hope everyone got a great laugh from that monologue. Wasn't sure where the heck I was going with it, but I wanted to go somewhere, and so that's kind of where it went. Zombies roaming across America, infecting people with some deadly virus. It sounds like some standard movie plot, of course, But it always comes back to zombies in the Prepper world, right? We're all about zombies. But it's fun to have a good laugh at times like that. Especially when, it seems like everyone's losing their mind. I mean, you look at all the videos coming up, it's like, oh my gosh, we're going to die. We're going to have all this thing kill us. It's the end of the world. All this other stuff. Okay, hold on. Just hold on, everyone. Let's settle down. When we see these things come out and stuff like that, you see all this stuff come out. Number one thing to do not panic. Okay? Don't get scared. Be nervous if you want. Just like that, but do not make decisions based on emotion right here. It is important to be very calm, rational, and collected. All right? Don't panic. Okay? Even if you have no supplies, say you randomly come into the prepper world at this exact moment and everyone's going crazy saying this virus is going to kill everyone, and you don't have any supplies, and you don't have all this medical stuff stocked up and all these other things, and you're like freaking out, calm down. Do not panic, just relax, okay? Listen to this video. Watch the whole thing all the way through. We're going to go through a bunch of stuff like that, okay? The way this virus works and all that stuff, standard sanitary precautions will really get you through that. Basically, soap, water, disinfecting, washing your hands. If you're in public places and all that, washing off, like if you go get a shopping cart, cleaning off, where you put your hands like that, and things. Do not touch your face, The amount of stuff you get on your hands and then infect yourself by touching your face is really high. So get some packs of wet wipes or something like that. Or carry a bottle of isopropyl alcohol and some wipes or something. I don't know. But don't panic, okay? Really, that is the number one thing, to not panic. So I'm going to talk about this from sort of a history perspective. I'm 41 years old, and I got to live through some other of these giant freakouts that people have had. And you see all these people worrying about things. And at this age and point, after living through a couple, I'm a wait and see kind of guy. Just calm, cool, collected, and we see how things play out. We're going to adjust and do things based upon what starts happening. We're not going to run out to the store. We're not going to go try to buy 1,000,001 latex gloves, masks, and all this other stuff. If things start to get weird, I would basically hunker into my home and self-quarantine and keep distance from everyone. I mean, that would be a very effective method. But let's jump back in time. Right after September 11th, 2001, 9/11 attacks. Well, if probably a lot of you remember, there was the anthrax through the mail. This caused an immense amount of panic. People were freaked out, and really all sorts of people were thinking, oh my gosh, I have anthrax, I'm going to die. And they didn't have any evidence they had anthrax, but they were certain they were going to die. And they were talking about how this was going to be like a weaponized plague going through America. I mean, there was all sorts of crazy theories out there. I mean, all sorts of stuff. And one of the ugly things that happened from that is you had lots and lots of people flood the ERs flood the main medical systems, demanding prescriptions for the drug at the time to treat anthrax, which was Cipro. Cipro was the drug for treating it. And so there was a massive shortage of Cipro. Well, one of the big problems with that is, okay, A, you are denying necessary medical supplies for people that really need that, okay? Cipro is a very important antibiotic that covers a lot of things. And so by having a shortage, you put a lot of other people at risk. It probably could even be deaths associated with that. The other thing, though, is if you were worried about being sick, okay, and you're worried about these things going on, the last place you need to go right now is to run to the ER, run to your doctor's office, and expose yourselves to all sorts of other sick people around you, okay? That is not very helpful, okay? Some of the worst possible infections you can get are inside a hospital. The most drug-resistant bacteria is in hospitals because they have to sanitize and clean the place. So if you get something in a hospital, it's usually going to be pretty darn bad. You do not need to add to the risk of getting something really nasty when there's really nothing wrong with you, okay? I know this seems counterintuitive to some people thinking, oh, but I need the doctor. No, okay? Right now, we're watching to see stuff like that. We're looking for reports and stuff like that. If you have a lot of people that maybe travel a lot around your area, maybe don't visit them as much. Because, if you got a bunch of salesmen, they're traveling everywhere, insurance people, stuff like that, maybe tell them, right now I'm just a little nervous. Let's just talk over the phone or text, okay? You could do something like that. And things. Basically, you're just trying to keep some distance and keep what comes into your environment a little controlled, basically. Now, warning, I am not a medical expert, and I do not know everything, but I'm just talking out of some common sense sort of theories. And if I get anything wrong, any of the other medical professors out there, you're saying, Reed, you're out of your loving mind, leave a comment, tell me where I messed up. Fine with that stuff. But what I'm trying to say is, right now, if you put a lot of pressure on the system, if you have all these people running into the hospitals, the ERs, demanding this, wanting this, treatment for that, you're going to put a lot of strain on the system. And right now we're in the colder months. This is the time people get a lot more sick because their body's working hard to keep them warm and stuff like that. That's why a lot of people get pretty darn sick in the winter. Pneumonia is increased and everything else. And, since people associate coronavirus with pneumonia, we could have a lot of problems with that. And you could have people that are vitally in need of critical care, but the hospital's filled up or they can't get seen right away, and they may not get the care they need to go home and then die from it or become horrifically ill and just barely make it through. That is not something we need to be doing as good members of society. I know. The heck with everyone else, I will do what I want. Well, sort of the social contract I believe in, Don't be a pest, don't cause problems for other people and stuff like that as much as you can. And this one is responsibly realizing our medical resources are very limited. In every first world country, if you have a really big problem medically come up, there's only so many beds and all that. The system will be quickly overloaded. You look at every tabletop exercise they've done, and it will get overloaded very quickly. Okay? So don't panic. All right. Now we got past the panic, okay? We're at the stage of, okay, we're calm. We realize we got stuff here. Even if you got no stuff, you just got some food in the house and all that. Let's talk about what you can do, okay? If you have no resources whatsoever, all right, what should you do? All right, well, let's go to the store and get a couple supplies. Now, when I'm talking supplies, I'm not saying head off to the medical department and try to buy all the masks you can find, all these, disinfectants, pills, all sorts actually, I'm going to say go get food and go get water, okay? Get a good supply of food and water as a basic start. Now, you don't have to buy the emergency meals. You don't have to buy other crazy things like that. No. Buy a bunch of canned food or non-perishable freezer items, stuff like that. Things that you would eat, okay? And get 2 or 3 weeks of food. Just think about what kind of stuff you normally eat, stuff like that, and get that. Now, if you literally eat out all the time, all right, go take a look at other videos. Steve at Corsair Trainers has videos about stuff getting started on that. Anthony, one of my other guys I really like that does this, has good getting started videos about food and stuff like that. Look at a lot of these other people and take a look at what we need. Let's get food and water set aside, okay? Now, if you got food and water, good. All right. Because one of the best defenses we're going to have is self-quarantine. Now, we're going to keep an eye on the news and stuff like that. And some of the things we're going to say what I call trigger points. Okay. These are points where you see something happen, and then we're going to respond to that to make certain we're safer. And one of the big trigger points we're going to be looking for is we're going to watch to see how the virus is spreading and stuff like that. And in America, Canada, and a lot of the other first world countries, they can't really stop this information very well from getting out. I mean, Twitter, Facebook, you're going to see ham radios, all sorts of communications. It's going to be known what's going on. So they're not going to be hiding a huge amount. I know people are going to be screaming, read, but the conspiracy. But you can't really put everyone in the conspiracy. I know. Some people are going, Reed, you're spoiling my fun. Sorry, guys. Sorry. But we're going to watch to see how the virus is coming and spreading, okay, as it's moving through the population. Is it getting closer and closer to us? Well, you're going to have to decide what's your safety margin. Is it like the town over? Someone in the town? So like that. When are you going to say, hey, boss, I want to take some time off. I'm concerned with this and I want to self-quarantine. Okay? It's something you need to think about right now in your head. Then you need to ask yourself, well, if your boss says, hey, I need you here, I can't let you just take a bunch of time off because you're worried about this problem, are you willing to quit your job over it? So think about these things now. Where are your lines? Where are your lines that you're going to say, hey, this is really important to me. I don't want to get sick. I'm very concerned about this. And you'd say, I'd quit my job over it. It's worth asking. It's a really important ask to think about. Also think about other people at your office that maybe you guys could work together on, maybe cover things back and forth, or ways you could improve your office. Can you sort of self-isolate at your work? Like if you have an office job and stuff like that, can you work with your doors shut? Can you clean up your areas like that? Can you make certain you add disinfectants and stuff like that in the area? Now, when you were out the stores like that, one of the other food items you can get, say like all the medical supplies are picked clean. I was just at the store today and the medical supplies were not totally picked clean. I wouldn't say the panic level is very high actually in my region. People are aware of it. There was a couple of discussions in my office today, but in terms of, the general populace right here where I'm at in New Mexico, no, not a giant concern and stuff. And I went and looked, N95 masks were there. There was disinfectants and everything else. So at the store, if it was picked clean, go look for strong alcohol. Everclear would work fine, very, very fine. But basically anything 100 proof higher will disinfect and kill things very effectively. So you could, take that to clean areas of cloth and stuff like that, wipe things down. Bleach is also extremely effective. In fact, I would prefer bleach over alcohol. So like that. Now, one thing to remember on these things is wipe it down and let it sit for around 30 minutes to clean it off, okay? So be aware of that. It's not like, people think, oh, just wipe and you're done. No, it actually needs to sit to kill things, to make certain you've killed everything there. So you can see about sanitizing your office and being a little more careful to sort of distance yourself from interaction, okay? So it's something really important to think about there. Now, the other thing we're going to be watching for is what are the, people dying, the percentage of the death total, okay? Now, the death total is going to tell you, what's your risk. And then you're going to also want to know what are some additional factors that are going to rightly affect you. It looks like this virus kills by people getting pneumonia and causing respiratory distress. So me, being a person with asthma, I am very much interested in learning about this and seeing this. If I start seeing a lot of stuff coming here, I will probably self-quarantine a bit early because I do not want the risk of that because I am very susceptible to respiratory problems given that I have asthma. So it's sort of there's my tipping point of it starts getting closer to me. Within 100 miles, I'm going to be nope, we're going to just pull back pretty good, But if you are extra susceptible, have a weakened immune system, have respiratory problems and all that, then you need to realize you need to take extra precautions, okay? Maybe go to see your doctor if you can in a reasonable time, not like an emergency, just schedule an appointment or something like that and say, hey, I'm concerned about this. Could I have some extra medicine for this? Okay. They may say yes, they may say no, but it's something you could investigate, all right? Make certain you're eating well, drinking a lot of fluids and water, so like that. The standard things we do to make certain we stay healthy. Very important in this time. The stronger our immune system, the better chances we have, right? Okay. So we see that. So if you see the death toll rise and all that, you're going to want to be a lot more careful because then things start getting a little out of hand. Now that's the part I want to bring up. This is the really big point. Panic. If you start seeing a lot of people in a lot of areas start panicking, people start skipping work, not showing up to jobs and all that, that is a very, very important tipping point. It means you're going to see a breakdown in the emergency services, the ability to respond if there's problems and all that. And probably a really good idea to just bug in and ride this out. All right. Do I think it's going to get that way right now? No, I really don't. Living through other disasters like we had with anthrax, the Ebola scares and all that stuff, I don't see things rising real high. I mean, this could be another Spanish flu, but at the moment, I'm not seeing any signs of something like that. So for now, be calm, careful, look at everything rationally, and play it by ear. Leave any comments you want and let me know what you guys think of this. Random talk for the day. Take care, everyone. This is Reed, out for now.